Hello, I'm Chase Carrington with Amplifier for JC and the Chase Carrington YouTube channel, which that one was pretty obvious. But I'm here to provide my Chase Chat, which is a discussion or a monologue, whatever you want to call it, that I do on my show, Amplifier for JC Live. I'm just going to try it on YouTube, doing it live because, why not? So here we go with my Chase Chat about what the new Christian generation needs. Now, the new Christian generation is a generation of, Christians coming up in the church very recently. So mainly consisting of Generation Z, some millennials, stuff like that. They're coming up and they're doing stuff differently to change the world for Christ. They're not doing the typical run-of-the-mill ministry. They're using their drive and their creativity to broadcast God's glory and His message. So I thought I'm going to find some things that I think that the new Christian generation needs to succeed and to live up to their potential and be world changing. So here's a few things that especially the church needs to give to this new Christian generation. One is identity. Identity is a huge part of Christianity, because Christianity is more than being a follower or being a lifestyle or an ideology. Christianity is an identity. You become a Christian. That is part of your identity, and it follows you all around. So, excuse me. In Generation Z, some polls I looked up on the internet, they mentioned that Generation Z altogether feels kind of insecure. And while this is not all of this new Christian generation, this is a large part of it. And they feel insecure from 9/11, from the recession, and so many other things that go up and down in our world today. And it is important to add that insecurity has an instant solution. It's called Christianity. It's called the church. The church provides both security, community, identity, all of that. And I think that's one reason why a lot of people from Generation Z seem to be attracted to church and to Christianity. And the church needs to provide that identity. And that identity, when you carry that identity throughout your everyday life, you shine a bright light into a dark world. And another thing that I think is important, especially for churches and other Christian communities to give, and that is just simple support, encouragement, prayer. It doesn't even need to be that huge, but support that just allows them to do things differently, because doing things differently always has risk. It always will require some work, and it will have risk. That's why support from the church and also from elders and also preachers and other people in ministry, just that support and keeping us grounded could really make a difference. And another thing that, as I mentioned, preachers and all that, the next point is knowledge. Knowledge is going to be so important. Unlike some other generations in the past, while they have had great passion for Christ, they get lost between doctrine and they get lost with mixing secular parts of the secular world that are not designed to mix with Christianity. It's just so many things. It becomes convoluted and then they lose their effectiveness. But knowledge and just staying rooted in the Word, staying rooted in the doctrine of Christ, and also mentorship. Along with that Bible learning, also mentorship, learning from those who've done ministry in the past, to really learn that ministry altogether, while it may change in some ways, it still remains the same. We're still vessels of Christ. We're still speaking that light to the world. And again, I repeatedly talk about the potential of this new Christian generation, as I like to call them, and I am also included in that. And that's why I want to lead the way. I am kind of teetering on the edge demographically between Generation Z and millennials. So it's tough to tell where I land. But I'm definitely going to lead the way. I think my passion and my calling is to lead the way for this new Christian generation, Generation Z, or whatever they may be, if they have passion for Christ and they want to do this from an early age, using their talents, their creativity, and just do things differently, but still in the way that pleases Christ. And again, they need identity in Christ, support from the church, and knowledge of Christ's word and his doctrine. That's what will make us a success. That's what will allow this new Christian generation to change the world for Christ. I'm Chase Carrington, and you are watching The Chase Carrington Show, my YouTube channel, and this is an excerpt, well, essentially an excerpt from my podcast show, Amplifier for JC Live. I'm Chase Carrington, and God bless.